everybody, welcome to my video, welcome to my channel, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk and Paint. My video last week was, I think, about the same length as this one. I don't know if I put it in the same speed. This video is in 500 speed. 500 at 500% speed, because for once my phone was able to record all of it, almost all of it actually. I think it ran out of space near the very end when I was adding like a finishing touch. So at some point it just stops, and then I included a video of, or not a video, a photo of the final piece. But actually, if anybody is a YouTuber and watches this and you have like an extra camera that still works and you don't need anymore, if you want to donate that to a very small channel, I love all you 7 subscribers, though I'm very happy that I got 2 new subscribers, I think, in the past 2 weeks. Welcome, if you're watching. But if anybody out there watches this who has a big channel and wants to donate a camera so that I can stop using my phone because it keeps running out of space, I'd appreciate that. And that's me assuming that cameras have more space in them. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm fine with using my phone, to be honest. It is easy for me, and uploading them is not as terrible, I guess, as it was the first time I tried to do it, because at that point, the only thing I'd done was move things off my off my phone to my Google Drive. So I hadn't actually tried to do it on my computer, and that was a struggle the first time. That was such a struggle the first time. Since then, though, I have tried to be a little smarter, but I have a lot of video footage for future videos that are incomplete, so I kept forgetting to move them off my phone and onto my onto my desktop to better utilize my storage space. Moving on. So drawing these lines on this paper, that is part of an old technique I remember from like middle school, I want to say. I remember very few things art-wise, but I remember that because what we would do was, the kitten and the dog are playing, so you might hear some crinkling of the trash bag from last night while I was cleaning. But anyways, so you draw the lines on the paper and you use colored pencils, and you pick a space, you pick a corner in that space, like a good corner, and you make this ombre effect. And the only reason I remember this, because this was like one of 3 or 4 art things growing up that I felt that I was actually good at, and the other one was that perspective part. That, I mean, I wasn't great at that, but it was something that I, as a non-artist, or as I said before, I don't identify as an artist, so that was one of the very few art things that I was actually confident in. So I decided, because I don't know how to blend with paint yet, and I don't know how to make that ombre effect with paint yet. I decided to take half of that technique and apply it to a paint piece. Uh, I'm hoping that in the future I can work up to that ombre technique and maybe make a really cool painting that's like this, but again with that ombre effect. Uh, and for now, I will just focus on the limited ability that I have and just keep on trucking. Uh, Personally, I, and I think I mentioned this before, I very much want to stay in the abstract realm of art. For any art that I do, I don't want to try realism. I don't want to try illustration or cartoon and stuff. I super admire and respect everyone who does that sort of thing. Like all of the incredible artists I see on Twitter and Instagram who do the custom commissions for D&D characters or things like that. So much of that art is incredible. And then there's, the big art YouTubers like Jazza and Super Ray Dizzle, Chloe Rose Art, um, Mariah Elizabeth, to name a few, who are able to do such incredible work with uh, like the more cartoony illustration and realism pieces. But my thing, if I ever identify as an artist, will likely always be uh, abstract. I have always found a lot of beauty in the abstract. Not that I haven't in realism or illustration or anything like that. I definitely have. Um, and as I said, like a minute ago, maybe, I greatly admire those people. It's just not for me. I know I'd be too much of a perfectionist about it, and that would be something that maybe when I have more time in my day, maybe I can go back on YouTube, find like I know Super Ray Dizzle did a lot of tutorials or a few tutorials back in the day, and Jazza started by doing the well, he did animation, but I think he also did some other tutorials. I know he has. I haven't tried it because I don't. They all have been sponsored by this entity, Skillshare, um, and I know that a couple of them have classes on there that are related to drawing and stuff. But um, I've never really been a drawer, I guess. I've definitely always been a crafter. And I do like identifying in that way. But I do like to kind of meld, I guess, crafting with art. Because I don't feel that they're really that much different. I mean, I know there's a lot of things that are considered craft supplies rather than art supplies, but I they're not entirely the same to me. I think I would count both of them as art, but the stuff that's more painting, that's more drawing, illustrating, um, things like that, I would just say that I would call those fine art. I think that was a thing. I feel like that was a thing in school. People were always like fine art supplies. This is fine art, blah blah blah. So I would say that they are fine art. YouTubers, and maybe they would disagree, maybe other people would disagree. Um, I've seen a lot of them specify differently between art and craft, but I personally would consider all of it art, in a way, because, like, I mean, where does sculpting fall? Sculpting is art, yeah, but is sculpting the same kind of art as a lot of those prior mentioned YouTubers do? Is that I know um, Jazza released at some point a sculpting related box. I can't remember what it was called, but I know um, it had monster magic clay, or it had the kind of clay. It had polymer clay, but it also had like the kind of clay that you don't that doesn't ever harden, I suppose. Um, and I know that Nerdy Crafter, she just released her Not Another Crap kit, which I did pre-order and I'm very, very excited about. And that is molding, or like you use a mold, I mean, and you can sculpt or paint, well, and paint and whatever. And I know it's called a craft kit, because it is, I guess, essentially a craft, but I still consider it art. Um, 'Cause, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't really have, I guess, a huge, base, um, a huge, I don't even know what to call it. My case is failing. Okay, so Merriam-Webster says craft is, um well, that's a skill planning. Um an occupation or trade requiring manual dexterity or artistic skill, um to make or produce with care, skill, or ingenuity. A synonym for craft, according to Merriam-Webster's website, is art, which is skill acquired by experience, study, or observation, which I feel you need for, it gives the example, the art of making friends, um, anyways, I feel you need for crafts. It also says, an occupation requiring knowledge or skill, which is, the example it gives is the art of organ building. I assume they mean like the instrument piece organ, um, or the other one, whatever. The number 4A definition is the conscious use of skill and creative imagination, especially in the production of aesthetic pieces. And in the 4B, it says fine arts, one of the fine arts, one of the graphic arts. Or art as an adjective, that was art as a noun. Art as an adjective is produced as an artistic effort or for decorative purposes, like an art film, art dolls, art music. So given that these are synonyms and these do have very closely related definitions, according to Merriam-Webster, at least, who I believe is very accredited, and they have been a huge, I want to call them a dictionary, a company who produces dictionaries, I believe. I don't know if they do anything else, but like I feel like that's also, I mean, I feel like um, craft and art are very similar and could be considered the same thing. Because at the same time, I wonder if quote unquote real artists would say that art is their craft, or if quote unquote real crafters would say crafting is my art. But that's just a thought and a random ramble on my part. These are definitely not things that I think about while I'm painting. To be honest, while I was painting this, I was focused on the fact that I should have started more in one space and built out, and I should have put more lines or less small sections, because I did have some difficulty, and I did try to change some of the colors, as you can see, so I could have more colors. I feel like if I had a paint set of, I mean, okay, yes, you can use paints, obviously, mixed with other paints to create new colors. I am not knowledgeable or master of color theory, so I was not doing very well. Also, I was just not doing very well with these paints in trying to make a new color. And I did try. I tried pretty hard, I think, to get the color I wanted. That is me trying to use fabric paint because I just wanted a different color, and that did not work. Even when I used my finger, it did not lay on very much thicker. So me just getting crafty and trying different things, trying to make it work. Um, so to be honest, yes, I think I would like a larger variety of paint. Because I have not yet mastered color mixing and color theory, and I wasted so much paint. I was not happy about that. I'm actually almost out of paint. Um, well, maybe not. I don't know if I'm out of paint, but I feel like the amount of paint I have right now, um, I still have that one set, that one little set. And yes, I've only done these 2 paintings, but um, the paint is also for use on the backs of my coasters and other things. I was not at all happy with this super dark gray void, and then I messed up so much in this area smudging paint, because yes, it's quick drying, but it wasn't quick drying enough for me apparently. And all I can do is laugh about it, because no matter what you're doing, arts, crafts, math, science, um, anything, anything that you're gaining knowledge for and learning and trying, um, cooking, baking, those I would say are arts, and yet a craft in itself. Everything's a learning experience. Everything is trying new things. Everything is growing. So I hope you liked this video, and I will see you next week.